The Philadelphia suburbs are made up of 4 total counties, with the smallest county in population being Chester County, although some of the most popular towns in all of the suburbs are located right there in Chester County. Chester County is located only an hour west of Philadelphia, 2 hours and 15 minutes roughly from New York City, and 2 hours from the Jersey Shore and also the beautiful Pocono Mountains. Let's go over some of the most popular towns within Chester County so you know why you may or may not want to move to one of these towns. Stick with me to the end because the last town that we're going to talk about is one that is known throughout the entire country. Hi there, I'm Corey Benhart. I specialize in helping people just like you make the move to the Philly suburbs to find their perfect home. All of my contact information is below, and the first town that we're going to talk about that is located in Chester County is Berwin, PA. Berwin might be perfect for you if you're looking for a quaint, walkable downtown area with a great selection of shops, restaurants, bars, and cafes. This town might also be great for you as well if you're looking for an area that has a highly rated school district as well. Berwin School District is Tredyffrin East Town School District, also known as TE. According to niche.com, it is rated the second best public school district in all of Pennsylvania out of 500 total districts. Berwin might not be good for you if you're looking for an area that is sprawling hills, wide open, tons of area, and tons of land, because Berwin can be a bit congested when it comes to traffic and the amount of homes within the town. If you're looking for one of the most cost-effective places to live within Chester County, Berwin might not be on your list because it is one of the higher cost of living options that we'll be talking about on this video. The average sales price of a home in Berwin is $887,504, and that went up 5.2% over the last year. According to niche.com, Berwin is rated the 5th best place to raise a family in all of Chester County and with an overall A+ rating as well. The next town that we're going to talk about is Exon, Pennsylvania, and the first thing that you need to know, and possibly one of the advantages of living in Exon, is if you need to leave Exon for work or if you just plan to go to some of the surrounding towns or Philadelphia just for work or pleasure, you'll definitely appreciate all of the major highways and roadways. There are plenty of major roadways that run very close and through the Exton area as well, making commuting pretty easy. In addition, there's also the regional rail line in Exton, along with most of the other towns that we'll be talking about on this video as well. Another reason why someone might want to live in Exton is if you want to try to live as close as possible to the Philadelphia main line area without having to pay the cost of living the main line, then Exton might be a great option for you. The median home sale price in Exton as of the time of making this video is $577,051, and that is much more affordable compared to the mainline area that is very close to Exton. Keep in mind that both for Exton and all the other towns that we'll be talking about, when we talk about the average price point, that takes into account everything from a small 1-bedroom condo up to a multi-million-dollar estate and everything in between. And it also includes the very common single-family and townhome developments as well. But of course, depending on what type of housing style you're looking for, the average price point can change drastically. So if I talk about an average price point and it just blows your mind, whether it being way too high or maybe even a little lower than you thought, keep in mind that if you're looking for a condo, a single family home, a townhome, row home, etc., all the way up to a multi-million-dollar home, the average price point for each category of real estate will drastically differ. One of the main reasons why you might not want to consider Exton is if you're looking for a town with tons of historic charm and character, because unfortunately compared to the other surrounding towns, Exton just doesn't have as much of that historic charm that some of the other towns might have. Another potential con of living in Exton is that some residents feel that it's being overdeveloped. Due to the lower cost of living in Exton compared to the surrounding areas, that draws much more people into the Exton area, which means more of a demand for housing. And with a higher demand for housing, that's when the builders and developers come in to try to alleviate some of that demand, which means a good amount of new construction homes. According to niche.com, Exton is rated the 6th best place to live in Chester County with an overall A+ rating. The next town that we're going to talk about is Paoli, and yes, it is pronounced Paoli. This town will be great for you if you like the idea of moving into a town that is not yet finished, and what I mean by that is it doesn't already have its set restaurants, shopping, etc. set in place, ready to go, as this area and this town specifically specifically is still having a good amount of growth when it comes to shopping, dining, cafes, bars, and of course, new construction homes as well. Another reason why people like living in Paoli is for the school districts, which according to niche.com are highly rated. The two districts that service this area are the Tredyffrin Easttown School District and the second being Great Valley School District, which is rated the 32nd best in the state with an overall A rating according to niche.com. Paoli might not be best for you if you would prefer not to live in a town that is still being developed and built out with tons of growth as well, which also comes with tons of construction needing to deal with the noise and maybe some inconvenience when driving around the town as well. Paoli is rated the third best place to live in Chester County, and it has an overall A+ rating. We're down to the last few towns, with the last being one that is known across the entire country, so possibly saving the best for last. Our next town that we're going to talk about is Devon, PA. Devon is the definition of a quaint downtown suburban area with tons of community events and a very strong community-based feel. Devon is rated the second best town to raise a family in all of Pennsylvania. This town is full of historic charm with tons of older buildings and older, beautiful homes with tons of character. Devon might be a great town for you if you want to live in a town that is the definition of suburban living without being too far from the city, as it's only around 15 to 20 miles outside of the city. One of the cons of living in Devon could be the cost of living. Because of the desirability and the location, Devon does have a higher cost of living, with the average price of a home being right around $914,441, which of course does include every type of housing. So as I mentioned before, it could definitely change. Devon has an overall A+ rating and is rated number 1 for the place with the best public schools out of over 1,300 total areas. Drum roll, please. The next town that we're going to talk about is known across the entire country because it is rated the third best place to live in all of America. Yes, in every single state, out of every single town, this town is rated the third best across the country. Chesterbrook, PA is located right here in Chester County and is rated the number 1 best place to raise a family in all of America and the second best suburb to live in all of America. Chesterbrook is known to have some great shopping and dining options, highly rated schools, and tons of great things to not only do in the town, but also very close nearby as well, with of course having the Philadelphia area close with just about every type of entertainment or nightlife that you would be looking for. Although this town is just about perfectly rated, there are certainly some things that you need to know that are not so great, starting with the lack of the overall downtown feel when it comes to the nightlife and overall entertainment options. The traffic around this area can be pretty bad during rush hour for not only the small suburban roads that are located within the town, but also some of the major roadways and highways that are right outside of Chesterbrook as well. And of course, as you might be able to guess, with a town that is so highly rated and so well known across the entire country, it is not really on the more cost-effective, affordable side, but of course, depending on where you're moving from. So before you discount Chesterbrook or any of the areas that we talked about on this video, reach out to me and I can help you find your perfect home, whether that be in any of the towns that we talked about, in Chester County as a whole, or anywhere throughout the Philadelphia suburbs. I would love to help you find your perfect home. All of my contact information is below, and I'll see you over on this next video.